Welcome U.S. History to students. Today marks the final day of our civil rights movement. Who knew that when we really started looking into civil rights, which is a thematic unit that we deal with in U.S. History too, that it always happens right around this time of year, that we are experiencing sort of another renaissance of a formal movement for civil rights. And you're talking about something that, when we talk about the history of civil rights, on day one, we were looking at things back to the Revolutionary War. Then we started talking about the formal movement in the 1950s. And then we started talking about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. That's the 1960s. And now here we are, 60 years later, still having a lot of those same conversations. So today, I'm going to be honest, this is probably the most important lesson, um, definitely of online learning, perhaps of the school year, and it's going to be the last really big assignment. As you can see in Unit 10, these are going to be small quizzes and then a small discussion board. So this is the last really big thing that you're doing in U.S. History 2. It's really the test of this unit, the summative assessment of this unit, and it's why are we still have to have these conversations? And there's this idea of structural racism that I think is a very relevant topic today that I want you to learn a little bit about. And disclaimer, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. So when you log on to classwork, there is a Google document provided for you. The Google document looks like this. So everyone's going to get a document like this. It says structural racism today. Okay? There's three things that you need to do. Number one, what is structural racism? You are going to conduct scholarly research looking at, for a reputable source and come up with a definition in your own words. Maybe it's a sentence or two. Okay? So here you're going to type the definition, a sentence or two, and then here you are going to cite your source in MLA format. You can use things like the citation machine. There's generators online. I also think that if you go to the Morris Knowles Library, there are a lot of really good articles. If you like GVRL, is a great place to start. That's something that I would look at there. So this is about structural racism today. What does it look like? The next thing that you're going to do is you are going to watch the episode Raised in the System. Okay, it's about 40 minutes long, and it's a Vice episode, so it's really well done. It's HBO, but it's on YouTube, so it's free. You can watch it, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable at times, but you are juniors in high school, about to be seniors in high school, and you are dealing with the turmoil in your lifetime. Watch it and give me a specific example from the video that demonstrates structural racism. There should be a big boy, big girl paragraph, 4 to 5 sentences, very specific, showing that A, you understand structural racism, and B, you took the time to watch the episode. The third thing that you're going to do is you're going to read this article about mass incarceration, stress, and Black infant mortality. Mortality means death. In the United States, more Black infants die at a crazy rate than their white counterparts. Why? And how does mass incarceration or stress or Black infant mortality, you're going to choose one of those topics from the article, how does that demonstrate structural racism? Again, I want you to be very specific with your example. This should be 4 to 5 sentences, again, showing that you understand what the term structural racism means, and then also proving that you went through the article and you have some specific examples to share. So If there were ever a time to be a history teacher, if there were ever a time to be a history student, to kind of unpack what's going on in the world today, this lesson is very relevant. Um, and I think that it will provoke a lot of thinking on your part, kind of have us get outside of our bubble of Rockaway or Denville, New Jersey, which is a bubble, and it'll have us kind of reflect. And I think that that's an important thing to start a conversation. I mean, why go to school if you're not going to be exposed to some of these things and understand some of these things? So that's how we're ending the civil rights movement. This is going to be 10 points for each of these things, so it's a 30-point situation. And if you have any questions, comments, things you'd like to talk about, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always on Google Hangouts. I either play on Google Hangouts or hang out with Hudson with nursery rhymes. So that's what I'll be doing. And I hope that you're safe and well. And I just wish that we could be in school talking about this, because it really is super important. All right. I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.